Hey everyone, got another really cool lock clamped up in the vise for you today. This time we've got a multi-lock interactive. And these interactives are always a little bit tougher than the classic multi-lock cores. And it's because they have this interactive element here that makes it really hard on the key duplication. And it seems like the tolerances are just a little bit better in these. It looks like somebody's ground on the key here, and that's because somebody has. This lock came from Bill Bacardi, and he had his shop's phone number on that key, so he asked me to grind that off for him. I gladly took care of that. So let's go ahead and put a little bit of tension on here. And I'm going to pick this counterclockwise. It's my preferred picking direction on these multi-lock interactives. Nothing on 1, nothing on 2. Got a little speed bump on 3. Okay, got a click. Okay, a little click out of 4. And a little click out of 5. Another little click out of 5. A little click out of 2. Another little click from 2. That was a little click off of 3. I think I just overset 2. So let me go ahead and reset. Nothing on 1. Nothing on 2. That was 4 and 5, and another click off of 4 coming back. We'll click off of 3. Nothing on 2. Nothing on 1. Okay, 3 little clicks off of 2. Okay, a little click off of 3. Nothing on 4. Nothing on 5. 1's binding now. Little counter rotation. Wow, got like 5 clicks off of 2 right there. Oh, wow, I've got a real deep falset now off of 4. Nothing on 1. Little tiny click off of 3. Nothing on 4. And there we go, we're open off of 5. Ah, very cool. Man, I always have to practice on these guys too. They're pretty tough little locks, guys. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get a pin and tray out. I'm not going to need that follower, but I will need that one. Alright, I'll take that beady ring off. And one cool thing that Bill Bacardi did is he sent the entire attachment with the tailpiece and everything here. So if I wanted to, I can actually use this lock. But I think I may send this one out to the community when I'm done with it, because these things are just too awesome to hoard. Okay, I do have a key, so I'm not going to hesitate to lock it back up. Just so I can get these screws out, because they're a little bit tight. And a little bit tight because there's a little bit of red Loctite on them. Okay, very awesome. Okay, key works great. And since this is a multi-lock, these things are never, ever fun to gut without using a shim. Here, I think I got that in there all the way now. All right, we can see all 5 chambers, and they are in and working. You can see drill protection all around this thing right here, on top. So quite a bit of drill protection here. And it does have the slots for the side pins. And nothing else. That is pretty cool. Pretty nicely bitted too. So there's the inner natter of 1, the inner natter of 2, 3, 4, which is a mushroom, or not mushroom, spool type. And 5 is also a spool type. No countermilling or anything there to really trip us up too much. So let's go ahead and gut the top of this lock. And you can see 3 pieces of drill protection right here. So you're not going to be drilling into this lock. Spool with a spooled inner. Actually, my other tweezers might be better for getting these springs out. And I've got a serrated with a standard inner. Then I've got a spool with a standard inner. Then I've got a serrated with a standard inner. Then I've got a spool with a spooled inner. Let's go ahead and dump this last spring out. Very nice. And this lock doesn't really look like it's had a whole ton of use. I mean, there's grooves in here, but I can't feel them, so they're not terribly grooved. This is a pretty nice lock still. All right, so let's go ahead and zoom in on these pins and show you the interactive pins. Okay. You can see that all of these key pins have a little lip right around the bottom, almost like one serration. And this one's kind of spool shaped, and so is this one. Here's all of our inner pins, and all of the inner pins on 1 through 5 downstairs are standard. Our drivers, 1 is a spool, and you can see that there is a little bit of a spool there on top. 2 is a serrated, lots of serrations. I think I felt every single one of those serrations on that pin when I was picking it. So that's always a bonus. Then the driver in number 3 is a spool, but it's got a standard inner pin. Then I've got a serrated with a standard inner pin, just like chamber 2. And just like chamber 1, I've got a spool with a spooled inner pin. All the same springs, but these multi-lock springs are pretty standard across the board. Bill Bacardi, thank you very much for sending me this lock. I've had a great time practicing on this thing to get it to where I can get it on camera for everybody. I believe my first successful pick was maybe after about an hour and a half of picking on it. So definitely took a different feel than the older style multi-locks where I can use a heavier tension. On this thing, it just took a feather tension just to be able to get that feedback. So very cool, very awesome difference. So everyone, please stay safe. Don't do anything illegal. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe.